Hola a todos, soy de MM y aquí volvemos a cargar con Twin Mirror, ¿vale? Acordaros que acabamos de justo llegar al bar, que es donde están haciendo como una cena o algo en honor a Nick, y nos habíamos peleado con el tío este, donde está, con el gilipollas este de la gorra, ¿vale? Declan nos había como salvado un poco el culo, que es el poli, y no sé si me hay algún tipo de misión que ponga, no, vale. Podemos hablar con todo el mundo, con alguien en particular. Mira, Walter, que era nuestro jefe. Mira, puerta trasera. Colección de botellas. Vamos a hablar con Ethan.
He's owned this bar for almost a decade and still can't afford another employee.
Vale. Vamos a hablar con nuestro jefe. Ex jefe.
Ah, Samuel, my favorite ex-muckracker. Join us, join us.
How was the funeral?
Wasn't there. Setting up for this.
Everyone came, most of the town, it felt like. A sea of sad, wet eyes. I gave the eulogy. Felt hollow. So hollow. He worked for me for years. For years, my best reporter. What do you even say about him?
Era un periodista dedicado, vamos a coger, ¿eh?
Remember that article? Something about stoplights? No one cared, but he did. Months of effort.
Yield signs. He approached each story with his pen like a knight wielding a sword.
It's the small things. Like he always kept his window down. Said cars made him claustrophobic. That's how he stays with us. The little details.
I remember the bar bets about that safe spot at Pac-Man. He got me one night.
Yeah, got me once too. Can't believe it's real.
Enough about Nicholas, enough. Tell me, how have you been, Sam? How have you really been?
¿Le decimos ser honestos? Vamos a ser honestos, hombre.
I spend all day doing nothing. I don't even count days. They just blur together. Nick's death barely hit me. It was like a pinprick compared to just everything.
Time heals most wounds. Some it just makes worse. Sounds like you need something to pull you out of your rut.
Well, I think I've taken
¿Tiene una papada el colega?
time.
Go, mingle, circulate, but you must join us for an actual round later. You must.
Vale, dice, ¿socializa? Vamos a preguntarle, ¿la muerte de Nick es extraño?
Oh, Walter, can I ask you something?
Vamos a hacer ya un poquito de investigador.
Head of knowledge.
Nick's crash. Was there anything suspicious about it?
I asked myself the same thing. The very same thing.
Sí que le resultó extraño, ¿eh?
Young Nicholas, a careful man in all things, including driving. I looked into it myself, you know what I found?
What?
A tragic accident with nothing amiss. I am both relieved and saddened to say.
Ah,
Life is rarely like a crime thriller, and while I don't mind you asking, some might find it a distasteful conversation at a man's memorial. Especially from you.
I'll keep that in mind.
See that you do, my boy. See that you do.
Vale, nos ha dado como un pequeño aviso de que no preguntemos a la gente, ¿vale? Que no, como que no sentaría muy bien. Vamos a ver quién hay por aquí. Mira, aquí está la niña. ¿Joan? ¿Esta debe ser la madre? Quizá, ¿no?
Tara?
Oh, me?
Sí.
I've had this stomach thing lately, always churning. And this thing with Nick, his car went up like a Sunday ham.
Su coche ardió.
Burned alive, you know. Have you met Hugh? He took over the old pharmacy just after you left.
No creo que sea la mujer, ¿eh?
No.
The infamous Sam. I've read that article you wrote on the mine. You must have put in a lot of legwork on that.
¿Qué te pareció? Fue muy laborioso. No quiero hablar sobre ello. ¿Qué te pareció, va?
Oh, you read it. What do you think?
Of the writing? Fine. Fine. Of the reporting? Something that needed to be done. Many medicines are a bitter brew, but you still need to take them.
That's nice of you to say.
Oh, don't hesitate to drop by the pharmacy sometime.
Oh, and Sam, you...
But for now, I have a feeling you're not here for us.
Oh, right. Don't be a stranger, Sam.
Vale, o sea, estos llevan la parafarmacia. Claro, digo, como estaba hablando del Nick, digo, este no puede ser el No, no puede ser la mujer, ¿sabes? Nos ha dicho que se quemó vivo. Vale, voy a intentar primero hablar con la niña. Mira, Declan ha venido aquí. Vamos a hablar con ella, a ver qué tal. ¿Qué nos dice? Está jugando al Snake, ¿eh? O al Will Wright.
Everyone here seemed to really like my dad.
Bueno,
They did, Bug.
Everyone's nice in that creepy way. It's weird. Even Anna's weird.
hostia, está Ana por aquí, ¿eh? Vamos a decir, intentan ser amables.
It's a thing adults do. They say what they think they're supposed to say.
They all just say the same thing in this weird voice.
Para quedar bien.
Yeah, you just had a tragedy voice. It drives everyone bonkers.
So why do people do it?
I honestly don't know.
Do you ever just watch people?
It's pretty much all I do.
Me too. But I don't always like what I see.
Está muy bien hecho, tío. Se ve gráficamente muy bien. Espero que vosotros lo veáis igual que yo. A ver, por ejemplo, si le diese a mirar qué pasa.
You'd think a kid at a bar would stand out more.
Vale. A ver, vamos a hablar con Declan, el policía. Primero miramos.
Lacks subtlety, but he loves this town like no one else.
Carece de sutileza. Venga, vamos a hablar con él. A ver qué nos dice.
Sam, how's life been treating you?
¿Qué contestamos? Igual que a todo el mundo, ni tan mal supongo. No muy bien, Nick ha muerto, pero es que tampoco... Bueno, vamos a poner eso, va.
Could be better. My best friend just died.
No need to snap at me, Sam. I ain't the enemy here.
Ah, hostia, no.
Our
No.
allies are in short supply, so be careful what you say.
O sea, no lo ha sentado bien.
Staying in town long?
Not really. Why? You think I'm gonna disturb the peace or something?
Wouldn't be your first time. Have a nice evening, Sam.
No lo ha sentado muy bien, ¿eh? Lo que he dicho. Puedo volver a hablar con él, a ver.
You always did know how to start a ruckus. Can't say I missed that.
Vale. Pues la hemos cagado, creo. ¿Quién son estos? Nah. A ver, mesa de billar. Los parroquianos juegan con ventaja porque una de las patas traseras es algo más corta. O sea que tiene truco, ¿eh? Katy, esta debe ser la mujer, entiendo. A ver.
There was no love lost between Kathy and Nick since.
Ah, que se divorciaron.
But anyone can see she's taking his death hard.
No, normal. Por mucho que te hayas divorciado, es el padre de tu hijo. Bueno, de hija, en este caso.
Kathy,
Sam, you actually came.
Lamento mucho lo de Nick.
I know you two haven't been together for a long time, but I'm still sorry.
We hadn't been close in years.
¿Ves lo que os decía?
Daughter's father. I'll miss him. Joan was really hurt when you left town. Nick and I were never close after the breakup, and Joan's never had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Maybe don't break her heart this time when you leave town. All right?
Lo intentaré, no voy a soltar el otro.
Promises. I don't do well with those in Joan.
I've noticed.
No voy a preguntarle eso, ¿sabes? Quedaría muy del palo, ¿no?
Sam, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Pobre niña, ¿eh? ¿Qué está haciendo? Está poniendo una foto. Ah, del Pac-Man. Palacio mental, no sale. Vale, vamos a tirar al palacio mental. Esto se llama palacio mental. Vamos a recordar en el argumento. ¿Jugaremos a Pac-Man? ¿Nos comeremos a todos los fantasmitas o qué? Vale, a ver qué hay por aquí. Vale, no. Recuerdo este. ¿Este que somos nosotros? Sí. Y aquí está Nick.
You're a lot like Pac-Man, Sam.
I consume everything in my path.
You find every last bite. The mine closing wasn't your fault.
Cerraron la...
Investigation just hurried things up. You'll probably save some lives, you know.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Muley.
You piece of...
Language.
Ah, lo del anillo.
I didn't know you were thinking about marriage.
Oh, it's just... It feels like the right thing to do.
Dad, what's the point of getting married?
Well, it's just one of those things people do, Bug. Here, you can play.
Someone has to show you grown-ups. Video games are the realm of the young.
Have you talked to Anna about this?
That's kind of the point. I'll talk to her about it when I show her the ring.
If you say so. Hey, just remember I'm here, right? If you need anything. Anything but my arcade secrets. Those I'll take to the grave.
Vale, tenía secretos en las recreativas. Vale, aquí aún no había dicho nada Ana.
Sorry we lost touch. Sorry I lost touch. Rest up, big guy.
A ver, Nick y Ana, vamos a mirarlo.
Happier times.
Ah, la Ana era la nuestra, Nick y Sam.
We drove straight to the sea after work on a Friday. Hell of a weekend.
Y aquí cuando tuvieron a la Joan.
Bug was so small back then.
Bichito le llama. Mira, el Nick y el jefe.
Those two were a great team.
El jefe que tiene una papada que lo flipas, tío. ¿Aquí quién hay?
Who took that picture?
¿Quién hizo esta foto? Nick. A ver.
Look at us.
Fíjate, es lo que acabamos de ver.
He was more her best friend than a dad.
Aquí nosotros otra vez con un pescado, ¿no? Parece ser. Y a ver, Nick.
This photo always looked weird. Nick could never keep a straight face.
Vale, pues esto ya lo hemos visto.
Samuel, guess I lost the bet. Bet?
¿El que no ibas a venir?
That bet you'd never come back to Basswood? Not after you went careening out of town like a bat out of hell the instant that article broke bad.
Ah, nos fuimos después del artículo, el de la mina. ¿Con quién apostaste eso? Vamos a preguntarle. Tengo curiosidad.
Okay, I'll bite. Tell me, Dennis, who did you have a standing bet with?
Myself. So I guess I also won.
What are you even doing here, Dennis? You and Nick become friends or something?
Nope. He thought I was a drunk, which I am. And I thought he was a hack, which he was.
This coming from the IT guy. Didn't know resetting passwords could give you a journalism degree.
It can. But it does give me less patience for people who sling mud my way.
Oh, oh.
Relax. I'm just playing. At least tell me how you've been.
Le decimos que le ha ido todo genial. Es nuestro enemigo. Vamos a vacilar, ¿no? Con él.
Really good. I'm thinking of going back to school. Go for another master's.
So you don't have a clue what to do with yourself. Anyway, cheers to Nick. A man that, unlike us, people actually liked. Speaking of which...
¿Qué? ¿Ana? Sí. Esta debe ser Ana, ¿no? Está muy bien hecho, tío, el juego. Momento triste. Las expresiones de la cara están muy bien. Qué pena, ¿no? Y esta era la Ana. O entiendo que es la Ana, ¿no? Cuaderno actualizado. ¿Cómo se llamaba el cuaderno? No me acuerdo. Mira, Sheriff Michelle. Hack. Vale, Hack es el de antes, ¿no? Vamos a hablar directamente con ella. Bueno, vamos a hablar primero con esta. ¿Ah, solo podemos mirar?
Bess always had a soft spot for Nick. I think she liked his work ethic.
¿Cómo? Ah, ya no me sale. Siempre tuvo debilidad por Nick, pero no sé qué más.
Pretty courageous of him to try his luck in Basswood, given the state of things. That's where Nick and I sat every time he dragged me out for drinks after work.
Bueno, vamos a hablar directamente con ella. Ahí. A ver la máquina de discos que pone. Ah, mira, aquí tenemos algo. Un palacio mental.
Can't believe this whole thing's still working.
Vamos a ver el recuerdo. Tendría que montarme yo un palacio de estos, mental. Por lo menos tendría un palacio y me acordaría de las cosas. ¿Vale? Seguramente también tengamos uno aquí, ¿no? Ah, no.
Nick and I spent so much money on this machine.
Vale, vamos a hablar con Ana. A ver qué pone
It's
primero.
only been 2 years since I saw her. She hasn't changed a bit. Anna?
Sam!
Venga, vamos a darle un abrazo, ¿no? La pobre estaba llorando y todo. No sé si se lo merece, después de lo que nos hizo.
I've missed you. Why did it take so long for you to darken my doorstep?
Volver es doloroso. No ha sido por ti, es un poco heavy, ¿no? Como un poco cortarrollos. El ahora estoy aquí, no sé. Volver es doloroso,
I
va.
won't lie, it really hurt coming back. I stopped by Lookout Point on the way here.
Sam, why'd you do that to yourself?
A desire to open old wounds. The old-timers gave me hell when I came in, too.
People around here have short tempers,
And long memories.
but most of them mean well. Sam, the mine was gonna close anyways. Maybe in a year or two.
O sea, por nuestra culpa, por culpa de nuestro artículo, la mina cerró. Y por eso nos fuimos, aparte de ella,
An
seguramente.
even bigger disaster. It wasn't your fault.
Os habría producido algún desastre más. Lo sé.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. It doesn't make it easier, though.
It's gotta make it a little easier. When my father lost his legs, nobody knew the mine wasn't following regulations. You were the only one who started asking questions. Whenever people talk about you, he always says, you did the right thing.
Yeah, well, your dad's Joe. He's an oak. Unmoving and annoyingly supportive.
It wasn't just him. Nick thought your piece was great. He was actually jealous. He always wanted to write something that shook the pillars of heaven, as he used to put it. You know, Nick and I had moved in together. Started to get serious. But I think it's only now I realize how much I cared for him.
O sea, que no quería nada con nosotros porque estaba con él. ¿Nick y tú estabais juntos?
You and Nick started going out?
What?
When did this happen?
A few months ago, he never told you? He asked me to let him be the one to say something. You two had been so close.
He probably tried. I hadn't been answering his calls.
Por eso no quiso casarse con nosotros. No sé.
Anything broken just stays broken now. But this was all nice. The funeral, the wake. Walter did a good job.
Walter es el jefe, ¿no?
But
Creo.
it all just makes me feel heavy. It makes my heart hurt. Like Nick's memory has been laid on top of me and I'm still carrying him.
Vamos a decir lamento de la muerte de Nick. No vamos a investigar mucho más.
Just wrap my head around it.
¿No es momento?
Smart. Don't rock the boat when the person in the boat just lost a
Claro,
leg.
tío. No sé quién coño es este.
I can't get my head around it either. His stuff is all over my house, but he's just missing. Things without an owner. Most of it I'll probably give to Joan and Kathy, the throwaway. I don't even know. Sam, I'm tired, and if I'm gonna drink and cry, I want to do it alone. I played that stupid song like I told myself I would. He said, or he used to say, it made him ache. I did it, and I'm going home. We need to catch up, though. Let's meet for coffee tomorrow and talk. Really talk. 9:30?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll be at the cafe across from the paper. Christina's.
Vale.
It was honestly nice seeing you.
Samuel, come. Have a round with me.
I need a drink or two. Or 3.
O sea,
And then I'll go.
nosotros nos fuimos hace 2 años. No se quiso casar con nosotros. Y cogió y hace unos meses que está con nuestro mejor amigo. Bueno, nuestro mejor amigo que era. Pobre, ha muerto. Dice, ese es el tipo que... Joder, qué bestia, ¿no? O sea que por nuestra culpa cerraron la mina.
Walter can be overwhelming at times, but he means well.
Vamos a tomarnos la cervecica. Una no, unas cuantas.
Does look tempting.
¿Qué pinta tan tentadora? Me la bebería hasta yo ahora mismo.
So, Nick wasn't drunk, and me?
O sea, Nick no estaba borracho.
Ah, Samuel.
O sea, ¿estaba él en el accidente?
Just sharing stories about dear Nicholas.
Ah, no, sería... Vale. En otro momento.
Has a suggestion for a worthy spirit?
Oh, spirits? Oh, no. Friends drink beer.
Yes, I suppose that's fitting. To dear Nicholas.
Yeah, he'd been coming in a lot lately. Sat right there, with a bad dad joke or two.
With friends, I guess? Maybe Anna.
No, by himself with his laptop as his date.
He never drank alone.
You two were close, though, right? Tell me about the man outside the bar.
He had a terrible memory. Couldn't remember names, dates, passwords. Kept his notes squirreled around him like a hoard.
Uf. ¿Qué hacemos aquí? Beber sería como pasar de decir nada. Llevábamos 2 años sin hablar. Vamos a decir, tenía cosas que yo no tenía.
He got married young and had a kid. Then broke up and dated my ex.
Uf.
And they were happy. In love. Anna clearly cared about him a lot.
Oh, my boy, you can't compare lives, just like you can't compare pain. They just simply are. The friend of man, the friend of truth. The friend of age and guide of youth. Few hearts like his with virtue warmed, few hearts with knowledge so informed. If there's another world, he lives in bliss. If there is none, he made the best of this.
Como ha hablado, ¿eh?
That from your eulogy?
You know Robert Burns? And no, just something I keep on hand for toasts.
Oh, it's a good choice. Sorry about that, Sam. I wasn't trying to bring you down.
Caía muy bien a la gente, vamos a decir, va.
Everyone liked him. I think even Dennis liked him somewhat.
He always had a lot of friends. A few who couldn't make it sent flowers.
¿Quién es Dennis?
How's the family taking it?
¿Quién es Dennis?
Joan and Kathy seem shaken.
Hombre, normal, es que es normal que estén conmocionadas.
Now more than ever. And who could prepare for losing a parent? Not a soul. Not a single soul.
Estaba lleno de
It
positividad.
always seemed so easy for him. Every day he'd show up, smile, no matter what.
Of the qualities in a good man, that one deserves to be at the top.
Bueno, ser optimista y ser simpático y alegre es muy importante.
This is a place for self-pity. This is a place for dour reflection.
Yes. And drinking.
Venga, vamos a brindar. Venga, por Nick.
To Nick, he was my friend. He will be missed, but not forgotten.
Hear, hear.
Put that down! Kathy, what's your underage child doing drinking? You have no control over her? Ethan can lose his
I wasn't
license.
doing anything. Don't touch me.
Hola.
Joan!
Leave me alone. You guys are all so stupid.
You do not talk to people that way. I'm sorry, everyone. She's just so...
Uy, ¿estos dos están juntos? Pobre niña, ¿eh? El policía también la trata un poco mal,
Quite
¿eh?
heavy-handed. I hope the little one doesn't take it to heart.
Le pega un empujón que lo flipas. Le mandaré un mensaje ya.
I'll send her a text. Make sure she's gonna be okay.
A mí lo que me preocupa es la niña, lo demás me suda la polla. Aquí me tienes. Voy a ser tu fiel amigo. Me mola también el que esté esto puesto así y tal. Bueno, que al final pillan una cogorza que lo flipas, ¿no? Madre mía. Joder. Y el camarero no para, ¿eh? Aquí has visto negocio, ¿eh? Dice, con este echado a agosto.
What a night. I'd say that went well. Ish.
¿Quién coño es este?
You got to chat with everyone you've been avoiding. Even if the years didn't smooth their animosity as much as I hoped. Just shut up. Coming back to Basswood was your idea. You're the one in the driver's seat, Sam. I can't make you do anything. Deep down, you've been looking for a reason to come back. It's gonna be one of those long nights inside your head, huh?
Deja de presionarme, le voy a decir.
Stop pushing me. Stop always poking at me. You just won't quit.
¿Quién coño es? Alguien que está en nuestra mente, pero ¿quién es? Intenta ayudarte.
Helpful tip number 602. Beer doesn't solve any of this. You're back out in the world, feeling emotions, fitting in. That's progress. Fuck the world. Pointless talking and more talking, and no one says what they mean. Go away. Let me enjoy being miserable. Just try and make sure you don't do anything stupid. No promises.
No promises. Bueno, pues vamos a dejar el capítulo por aquí, ¿eh? No sé qué va a pasar ahora. A ver si carga, podemos guardar. Y vamos a dejar el capítulo por aquí. Está bastante interesante, ¿eh? Me ha dado rabia cuando el de esto ha empujado a la niña, a la Joan, el Declan, o Declan, como se llame, el sheriff. Y la cabrona de Ana, o sea... ¿Y qué hora era? Que no me he fijado. Teníamos que dejar la habitación a las 9.
No, stay out.
¿Qué está en el suelo? Ah, no, en la cama.
Okay, okay. What kind of monsters have a checkout at 9? What happened last night?
Dice, ¿qué pasó anoche? Joder, porque pillaste una cogorza que lo flipas.
Plus drinking. That was not the best idea.
Buah, no recuerda nada después de allí, a saber qué ha pasado. Lo que no me he fijado es qué hora era.
Can't
Vale, ¿me puedo mover aquí?
think straight. Need some water on my face. Clear it up.
Venga, vamos a dejarlo por aquí, ¿vale, chicos? Ha estado bastante chulo, está bastante interesante, muy, muy interesante, diría yo. Y bueno, hay puntos allí. Me ha parecido que la Katy, la exmujer de Nick, estaba con él para farmacéutico, creo que era. La Ana tenía una relación con Nick. El Declan le ha pegado un empujón que no me ha gustado nada a la Joan. Y el Walter al final pensaba que me iba a comer, pero no, lo que quería era beber conmigo. Pues nada, chicos, muchas gracias, nos vemos en el próximo capítulo y hasta luego, chao, chao.